Hello once again my friends, and welcome to yet another PhilbertGreen painting video. As always, this isn't really a professional tutorial, but I do hope it does help if you are following along at home. Anyone else hear that sound of shattering glass, flapping wings and ominous cawing? Better take cover as we crack open the last escape expansion box and get met with a literal murder of crows committing literal murder. These guys are interesting in that they replace a tension card and you spawn a model instead. We've got 4 identical minis this time around to work with, so just like my other videos, if you are following along at home, just take your time and go at a pace that you are comfortable with. As ever, we'll be starting off by basing them with Mechanicus Standard Grey. Now our feathered fiends are all based up, it's time to get started. I used Corvus Black to paint all over the birds on each of the models. Corvus is a slightly lighter black that allows the details to show a little clearer. As always, I thinned down my paints and applied at least 2 thin coats. Now that the birds are painted, it's time for the unfortunate corpses that are making up their lunch on the bases. If you've been watching my painting series up till now, you'll know that this is the part where we add in the variations. I painted the shirts of the bodies using Russ Grey for a couple of fallen police officers, as well as Deathguard Green and Zandri Dust. Next up, it's time for the flesh on the bodies. As they've been pecked to death by infected birds, I used Rakarth Flesh to paint their exposed skin to imply that they are turning into the undead. Again, more variation. I used Mournfang Brown, Zandri Dust, and Abaddon Black to paint the hair on our poor victims. After that, I used a very small brush and the Fang to paint the remnants of the trousers on our dead bodies and Mournfang Brown for their belts. These bases are starting to look a little gory as they're missing their legs and their entrails are spilling out all over the place. I used Pink Horror to get them looking all nasty and grisly. And on that theme, I used Khorne Red to paint some wounds on the bodies where they've been pecked at, as well as their missing arm stump. Of course, what model of an enemy would be complete without our favourite Astrogranite Technical Paint, washed with Nuln Oil and a light dry brush of Celestra Grey basing technique to finish them off. But I also, again, used a very light dry brush of Celestra Grey on the birds to really bring out the details on their feathers and beaks. Finally, I used Blood for the Blood God to paint over all the entrails spilling out from the corpses, as well as the wounds, spreading it to the bases as well to look like fresh pools of blood. These crows can be fought and killed as regular enemies, so therefore they get the evil red band around the base. And there you have it, an avian attack of the undead. This murder of crows are ready to burst out from concealed hiding places to hamper our survivors' efforts to escape from the dying raccoon city. Although these minis are small, like the sliding worms, I had much more fun painting them, and I feel like the finished result looks good enough to make even Alfred Hitchcock happy. The dry brush brings out the feathery details, and the Blood for the Blood God really makes the whole mini pop and brings it all together horrifically, but in a good way. Once again, thank you all for watching, I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Stay safe, survivors.